What's up, everyone? I'm Chris Stacks,
Nate the Great,
and this is Ready or Not
Football
Edition, Week 3. Week 3's already gone.
I know.
What is going on?
It's going too fast. I don't want it to reach the end of the season.
We're going to have to add more weeks to the season or something here. But wasn't quite as interesting of a week this week.
Overall, no, not really. Last week you had like 2 or 3 games go to overtime. Like those are really decided down to the wire. Yeah. And only like 1 or 2 games this week that really felt that way.
Well, you can't really count the
the Niners,
the
Broncos.
Niners, Broncos. I don't know if I really count that one. It wasn't really down to the wire. It was like, somebody please score and just win this friggin' game so we go home. But even whether you're looking at our league scores or the actual NFL, there wasn't as much offense this week. It wasn't. Last week we had 6 teams over 150 points.
Yep.
In the league. This week, I think we had 2.
I thought you said
one. Steiger was the second closest with 140, which unfortunately that was a loss.
I'm sorry, Steiger.
We'll get to that, Steiger. But let's look at what happened this week. Start off with the obvious thing. We were keeping up with the Joneses. And it's not what I thought I would say starting the season out. And unfortunately, I'm not talking about Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. We're talking about the Jaguars.
Not talking about Daniel Jones with the Giants?
Hey, I was happy he threw an interception. That's a whole other story.
He's your best player right now.
He is.
For this week.
But the Jaguars over the Chargers, did anybody see that coming?
No, not at all.
Especially 38-10.
Yeah, crazy.
Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, and Christian Kirk all looked like all-stars. Trevor Lawrence looked like he knew what the hell he's doing in football all of a sudden.
Actually, I never checked. My brother played Trevor Lawrence. He was debating on that.
Oh, I did not know. Let me do a quick check here. But then you look at the Chargers. Herbert, nothing. The Chargers defense, it was a rough week all around. But I mean,
you gotta put the chat down.
Oh, thank you. It was a rough week all around. But I mean, I don't think anybody called on that. What do you think? He did play Trevor Lawrence for 25 points.
Because he's debating going over Rodgers, and you ended up doing that. Good job.
So let's address the elephant in the room. 3 tight ends is the way I'm going moving forward.
3 weeks in a row, can't argue. Only undefeated team in the league.
Yep.
Top scorer this week. I mean,
hey, it's working. It's working. Before we get too much into the fantasy side of things, you had the Bills. The Bucs need to throw somebody overboard.
Oh yeah,
they lost to the Packers.
That was very defensive game for the most part, but not high scoring. It wasn't as entertaining.
Yeah,
as I hoped it would be. I literally put that as one of the premier games, and it didn't deliver like I thought it would.
Likewise, whether you're talking about Rodgers' side or Brady's side, I'm putting my mark on this. I already called this. Either Gronk or Edelman or both are coming back to this, are going to come to this team before the end of the season as the savior going into the playoffs.
Do they have a time before that?
It's like back 10.
Week 10?
It's like week 8 or week 10. But that gives them just enough time to get up to full speed before playoffs. And there's rumors that that's why Brady disappeared for 10 days or whatever it was, because he went on a recruiting trip. It's either those two or it's OBJ. But he's obviously already got a connection with either one of those two.
I mean, yeah, OBJ, Brady's one of the few people that can rein him in.
Yep. And then the Niners, they're definitely paying for fool's gold in that loss to the Broncos.
Yeah, man, Garoppolo's going to need a safe space after that loss.
Oh my goodness.
And what about Russell Wilson, man? Your MVP pick of the year.
I didn't do enough research on my own. That's my call. I'll take it, guys. With a new offense, with new coaches that are new to their position, they're not really like seasoned, mixed with a new quarterback, it's not working.
But I mean, he's still a a veteran quarterback. You'd think they would rely on him more, but
they're not.
I know. Yeah, no, they are not. You're correct.
They need to let Russ cook and stop trying to choose what delicacy he's making, because they're making it worse.
But I mean, as far as QBs go, Lamar Jackson, man, he is killing it right now, and I'm very glad he's on my team.
he's on another level, and he's beyond fun to watch.
Oh yeah, no, I put him as my player of the week. 18 for 29 completions, 218 yards, 4 throwing touchdowns. On top of that, 11 carries for 170 yards, and a rushing touchdown. I mean, what more can you ask for from a QB?
You know, they said we're gonna put it on Lamar's back, and right now it's working. I will say, great job, Lamar. In case you just come across this on accident, but this dude, for his first year in the NFL, he's not that big of a guy. He's fast as hell, but he would run, and he would run until he got hit.
Right.
I was like, bro, slide, get down, just take
like
the first
RG3
down.
used to do.
Right, take the first down and then keep playing. And now all of a sudden he's, this week I saw him twice where he was past the first down yarder. Guys were closing in there like 2-3 yards away and he slid early. That was no excuse for them to hit him.
Right.
2 years ago, he would have just kept running until somebody dropped him.
So hey, that's the experience coming into play.
Yeah, he's getting smarter, I won't lie. But on the flip side, Christina, just in case you want to phone a friend, in case you need a safe space with Jimmy Garoppolo, because I know you picked him up, the Jets are looking at switching from Flacco, not Falco, wrong movie, from Flacco back to Zach Wilson. So if you have any Jets players, you might want to drop them. I'm not very confident with them going back to Zach Wilson, and I know Flacco didn't have a great week, but Zach Wilson
had a great week last week, though.
Yeah, a great week last week.
So that old player is still in there.
This is how the Jets are. They're like, oh look, the seat's got a rip in it. Let's just switch planes. No, guys, just relax. You're not good anyways. The Dolphins over the Bills. Go ahead.
What a nerve-wracking game that was. I was like about that heart failure at the end of that game. That butt punt was insane. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're going to get the ball right back now. But 2 down, just needed range of the field goal, and they missed the spike by half a second. Insane. And then anyone that had, we won. Great, I was ecstatic, but whoever had Tyreek Hill didn't have a great week.
No, it was.
There wasn't a lot of offense. Tua only did, I think, 13 throws, 13 for 18.
13 for 18.
It was a decent amount of runs, but we managed to pull it out at the end. So, very excited about that. Dolphins 3-0.
Yeah. And you got to watch out for, was that a Steiger or Christina that had Josh Allen, right?
I think
it's Christina. You got to watch out for Josh Allen because that last throw, they're saying that he messed up his hand. Going into that last series. And if you look at that last throw, they're like, oh, his hand's fine. That throw didn't say fine to me. You don't miss that short of a throw by that much if your hand's fine.
Side note, I forgot to mention this before, Dolphins leading the division. Go ahead.
They are. I'll give it to them. And that is the hell of a game of the week, by the way.
Yes.
The what the hell game was definitely the 49ers versus the Broncos because it could have been a soccer game. As bad as that scoring was.
11-10, decided by a safety at the end, right?
Yep. And with safety, mind blowing to me. But then we look at the Monday night game of the week. Oh look, we just got new stuff from Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
I let them have it because they actually won.
But Cooper Rush, he's holding it down. I can't complain. CD Lamb, they're getting a connection. They're starting to build rapport. Thank you, CD, which I did have CD. Played him this week too. And then anybody that's had Zeke, they're starting to realize that when your main running back is running for 5 to 6 yards a carry, you should probably hand him the ball a little bit.
Although when they didn't last night, you were getting pissed.
Because as soon as they gave the ball, touchdown. But guys, that's the recap as far as the NFL for the week. There are a few other things that happened, but I think those are the main highlights. It wasn't a crazy week. It wasn't the most exciting week, unfortunately, but it was football.
It was football.
I'll take it. Now, let's look at the weekly report. Oh, actually, let's jump down to the drop and the pickup of the week, because unfortunately I get shots twice here. And then we'll go into the weekly report. So, the drop of the week, we didn't have as many drops this week that were kind of, oh my goodness, or anything else. Like Trey Lance, I'm not surprised. Justin Fields, not surprised. It wasn't like crazy drops this week going into week 3.
Besides injuries, you're not going to really be messing around with your roster at this point.
And there was no big people to pick up. But drop of the week, unfortunately, I did drop Singletary. After the first 2 weeks, them not using him, I was like, it's the Dolphins. Like, come on, they're not going to use him a lot. They're not going to need to. They're going to throw the ball. Well, Singletary became a receiver. Scored 19.6 points as a running back.
Yep.
And then pickup of the week, I did pick up Damien Pierce because I had a strong feeling on where he's going. I didn't know if it would be this fast, but I had a feeling on where he's going. And I believe he scored 19 points. as somebody I picked up, but he was on my bench. So obviously
Which will probably come up in Benchwarmers of the week then, right?
No, because Jamal Williams outscored him.
Oh yeah. Which my bench.
Which is your benchmark. But obviously, guys, unfortunately, we never know when to play somebody, but you can always take that chance, and that's what I was trying to do. But I would have loved to have him in because my game was a little too close this week.
You think your game was close?
Okay.
We're gonna get some of the other games.
We're gonna get to that. But let's go over best team of the week, and we got to bring it up again. Oh my goodness.
Team 3 TEs. Will Rodriguez.
Will, great job. 163.28 scoring. Team 3 tight ends. Doesn't even know why he's here. Is that what it was? Is that what his thing says? Oh, I forgot what the
message.
That's fine. I like it. It's approved. And unfortunately, Bella, check yourself. You need to check yourself, as you are the worst team of the week with 96.96 points, just under 100. Like I said, the scoring this week was crazy because last week I led with 191. You had 189. Now this week we only had one person over 150.
Yeah, that was 163.
It's a massive difference there.
Yep.
But looking at the players of the week, and Nat Rod already said it. You got Lamar Jackson just owning the game. Like, this dude looks like he's playing a video game, and everybody else is real life. Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry for Andrew Prue. Andrew, nice trade. You know, he's got Swift now sitting on the bench, unfortunately. And you played.
Jamal Williams Jamal Williams did better than Derrick Henry.
Oh, true. And, well, that was a pickup, though.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying.
And Derrick Henry coming through with 22.8 points. You know, it snowed in Vermont, and look what happens to Derrick Henry.
For wide receiver, we got CeeDee Lamb with Stacks over here, 18.7 points. Tight ends, we got Mark Andrews, which is on Steiger's team. You would think 3 TEs would have the best TEs, but
I agree.
Kelsey just didn't show up this week. With 24.9. The kickers, Matt Prater with 14 points. Prue against me, of course. But God gives him. It's always when a kicker does what like a wide receiver does, and that really changes the game.
And then, funny enough, Andrew Prue with the Bengals, who scored 19 against the Jets. Damn, Christina, but scored 19 points. So you got a kicker that's doing either what a low wide receiver or a lower running back does, and then you got a kicker that does what a high-end wide receiver or a high-end defense that does high-end wide receiver or a high-end running back numbers. That's kind of a challenge.
A little bit.
And then we look at Benchwarmers of the week. Nat Robb, which I don't blame you. You had 2 awesome starting quarterbacks, and unfortunately
Matt Stafford just doesn't seem to want to show up, but Lamar Jackson, you can never count him out.
Well, Mac Jones also got hurt.
That's true.
Mac Jones is going to be out moving forward, potential for the year.
So Mac Jones is up for grabs, so anyone wants him.
Jamal Williams on Nat Rod as well, which I get it. You had
DeAndre
Swift, but now Swift's out.
Well, Jamal's going in.
Yeah. Marquise Hollywood Brown on Christina. Christina, this might have been a slip up. Not gonna lie to you. Marquise is the number 1 wide receiver on that team. They were going against a high-powered offense. I might have found a way to slide him in there. I'm not gonna lie. TJ Hawkinson for Prue. Hey, I get it. I'm surprised you still have him. But that guy has been dropping more than Hawkinson those touchdowns. So I get having him on the bench.
And then bench defense, Tebow with 20 points with the Eagles.
Who did he play against this week?
Who play? Tebow?
Yeah.
Christina, I believe.
20 points on the bench. That's kind of rough. I'm not going to lie. I get that Wentz has been playing okay, but the Eagles are like top 3 in the league for defenses. I might have put that one in.
I mean, I think, who did he play again? He had
He played the Chargers.
Played the Chargers. No, I'm saying the defense. He played the Chargers defense?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He played the Chargers defense.
Against
we ended up getting -4 points.
Yeah.
But we didn't see the Jags coming. That's not...
I mean, the Jags have been okay. I didn't see them that much. But the Eagles defense, to me, is one of those defenses where it's hard to go against them.
Right.
Like,
right 24-point swing right there would have been...
Well, let's double check here. 24-point swing. Oops. That's a good point. 24-point swing.
That's the one that it was a .26 game.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, my goodness. 24-point swing, Tebow.
You would have been over 150.
And you would have been over 150. You'd have been in the 150 club. But obviously, hindsight's 20/20.
Yep.
But got to give you a little bit of a hard time on that one. Now, most efficient manager of the week. I'll let you give him this one.
Once again, my brother, 3 tight ends. He's going to be loving these podcasts.
Oh my goodness. He's like, guys, you should do more of these.
Side note, last week we told you we had the internet troubles uploading the thing. My brother texted me in the morning, he's like, hey, where's the video? Acting like some sort of addict just waiting for his fix. But clearly, it's because he keeps getting all these accolades. So, most efficient manager, Will Rodriguez.
So how about you step it up so we don't have Nate Rod, as the least efficient
I
manager.
just wanted the Rodriguez brothers representing up top. No, but yeah. That's my second time getting least efficient manager.
And you could have scored 150 points.
Highest
Points in a loss. Steiger. It's a rough start to the season for you. It can turn around, especially when you're the second highest scorer on the week. Unfortunately, that you went against the highest scorer on the week, which does happen.
But keep up the points and you can turn it around. Still early.
My goodness. Lowest points in a win. Go ahead.
Chris Stacks, 105. Only one because he was against the lowest scorer. Would have lost against most other people.
Yes, I was against the lowest scorer. Damn. Sorry, Justine. It was a rough week. Will Rodriguez, biggest blowout. Is this like the Will Rodriguez podcast? We rename this?
Apparently.
Keeping up
We're
with
going to have to put 3 T's back here.
The 3 tight ends.
Narrow victory, Christina over Tebow by 0.26. Have you ever seen a game that close?
I've heard about it from people like on podcasts, but I've never actually seen a game come down to that close of a decimal.
Yeah. We're waiting to see if the adjustments would come in and change the results of the game. And luckily for Christina, it did not.
And then overachiever of the week, Will Rodriguez. Only projected to score 148.49. Scored 163.28.
And then underachiever, that's Justine.
Yeah. So Tebow's coach, Justine, 96.96, expected to score 149.28. That's just how the ball rolls sometimes. And when you put in good names, good people, and nobody shows up, it's rough.
That's fantasy, you know?
Oh, it really is. Looking at team performance, Will, 97.7% of his possible points scored. Steiger, 92.9. Najee's in Paris, 88.8. And then Christina, 82. And then it just drops from there. Actually, look at Justine, scored 83% of her potential points. Her team just didn't score a lot of points.
Yeah.
83 would put her above Christina this week. Now, the standings for the season so far.
Will Rodriguez, number 1.
I was going to say, should we go from the bottom to the top? But
no.
Will Rodriguez coming in at 3 tight ends, number 1 with 480 points scored in first. Christina at 2-1, 451.78 points scored in second.
Stacks, number 3. Diggs in the CD for 427.76. At number 4, rising up 3 places in rank.
Oh, he jumped.
Najee's in Paris, 372.7 points.
And then Team Tebow, Mike Tebow's team, 429.20 points at 1 and 2. Nat Rod at 1 and 2 as well. Nate the Great with 419 points.
And you got Belichick yourself, number 7 with 408.42 points. And Steiger bringing up the rear, but like I said, at 372.56. But like I said, this can turn around any moment. He just has the most points against him out of everyone.
He has the most points against him. But if you look at points scored, he's actually
he's
barely behind Najee's in Paris for points scored, and Najee's in Paris are in 4th. So that's the luck side of this game of, am I going against Lamar? Am I going against Tua when he scores 60? Or something of that nature, which absolutely sucks.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you're against another team, but you're not really competing against them. You're just trying to score more points than them.
Right.
So there's no fighting them. It's just whoever gets the most points.
A couple other notables. David Montgomery could be out this week due to an ankle and knee issue. They're looking at, based on what it looked like, and then I've heard a couple people, potential MCL, which is the inside of the knee, and then high ankle, which we all know high ankle sprains for a running back.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. We already talked about Swift. Alan Lazard, he might be out, or he did get put on IR. And then Mac Jones is looking at potentially being put on IR as well. So there could, Dalvin Cook with a separated shoulder.
But who's the person that's going on a bye week this week? They're talking about they can use the extra time.
Oh, that was DeAndre, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, it was.
Sorry, good call. So DeAndre might actually be able to come back fast enough.
Yeah, because they're having a bye week this week, so he has 2 weeks to recover. We'll see how he does.
And then what was the one I just said? Oh, Dalvin Cook separated his shoulder again, but that dude's been separating his shoulder since he was like 14, which doesn't sound comfortable to me. But they've got that device that they found that made up. And last time Dalvin Cook put that device on, he ran for like 200 yards.
Oh man, all right. It's a little more than Jackson runs.
Yeah, I think that as far as the injuries from what I remember, there could be a few others, but those are definitely people to look at. Great job, everyone, by the way. I really appreciate the fact that everybody in the league is setting their lineups. They're on top of things.
Engaged.
You're engaged. We already had one trade for the season. That's sick. Let's keep it up. And then when we look at what we got coming up here, week four, I am against Steiger. So 2-1 versus 0-3.
I need you to win that one.
Obviously, I don't think either one of us have updated our teams right now. And then you got Will against Belichick yourself. So that could be a game changer right there as far as the positions in the league.
Then you got me against Team Tebow. So that one's, we're both 1 and 2. So one of us are going to move up in the rankings. Then we have Champ versus Najee's in Paris, which are both 2-1 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I almost forgot, in case you guys were curious, why there's a dollar sitting in front of me.
Freshly laundered,
by the way. He did wash it. I'm not saying that there was a bet between Nate and myself of who was going to win between the Cowboys and the Giants, but it just so happens that I have the dollar in front of me, not Nate.
it was a good investment. If I either lose $1 or I win and this cowboy gear gets taken down.
That's very true. And thank you, Amanda, for my Cowboys polo directly from the Star this past week when we were there. Make sure you guys are checking the waiver wire. It's going to be, we've got a lot of weeks left, a lot of football left to play right now. We actually looked at it quickly, the playoff standings, which obviously there's a lot of football left. The playoff standings would be Will at number 1, Christina at number 2, myself number 3, and Prue at number 4, which means Will versus Prue, and Christina versus myself. And then in the toilet bowl, we'll be looking at Steiger versus Tebow, and Justine versus Natrod. And then obviously you do not want to come in last place. I might be investing in something for the person that comes in last place to send them this year.
What about the person coming in first?
And I am looking at a trophy. If you guys have any trophy ideas, feel free to send them to me. But I think it'd be kind of cool to actually.
I did send you a trophy idea one time.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You did. I think it'd be kind of. I think I still have that saved. It'd be kind of cool to have a trophy, and each year put whoever won so they can keep it on their mantle.
So are we gonna add the name, keep going every year, or just have the person that won that last year on there?
I was thinking just the person that won last year, but you guys can throw me some feedback, throw me some input. I'm definitely open, but I think it would keep it even more fun than it already is.
Oh yeah.
And we're definitely actually talking about. Should we let them know what we're talking about as far as?
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely.
So we're debating on having some guests on the podcast. So if you guys want to pop in, I know Christina's down here, I know Will's down here, Steiger's down here.
You said Prue comes into town sometimes.
Prue, I know you travel a lot, and then if Tebow and Justine, or obviously Zoom, especially Tebow's a tech guy.
Or you can come down here.
Or you can come down. Obviously, Florida.
You guys are in Colorado, I believe you said, right?
Carolina.
Carolina.
Starts with a C. He just forgot about the north part. But I think it'd be fun.
It's
just
winter,
keep everything
so
going.
it's warmer down here.
Very, very true. It's definitely going to get cooler up there. But guys, that's Ready or Not football edition for week 3, going into week 4. Let's see what happens this week. But may the best man or woman win.
Have a great day.